Well, welcome to another episode of Porch Sauce Chat. I'm Mom.
Yeah, Brandon.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you for joining us.
All right, and today we're going to talk about the week of July 14th through 18th. The taping of today is on July the 24th. We're just a little behind, but we are going to have some fun today. All right, Brandon, how are you doing?
Mom, I'm doing well. How about yourself?
That sounds great. I am doing fine, Brandon. All right, let's get started. So, first of all, Sasha leaves town, and that's how we'll begin this episode. Um, Sasha, as you know, has realized that her daughter has been moved while she's sleeping. Clothes have been changed. Things have just been happening. She went missing for a little bit. So Sasha thinks it's best that she leaves town. Jason does help her with this transition as she moves out of town. And what we're surprised at the audience is where she goes when she does leave town. She ends up seeing her father. And that for me was a surprise I was not expecting. Brandon, were you surprised about that?
Oh, I definitely was. I wasn't spoiled about it at all. And yeah, I'm glad that they were able to do it and let us actually see the scene afterwards.
Yeah, actually, I was very happy. Actually, I was very happy about that also. I just thought that when she opened the door and she saw her dad, that it would end there, so that the rest. So you're kind of wondering, well, what happens after that fact? I do like that they let us the next day have another scene with Scorpio. And even though Holly is mentioned, she is not there, but the audience is can kind of assume that Holly is still with Scorpio at this time. And so I just thought it was a really nice way to end for Sasha. One of the things that I was surprised about also was that ended up really being the end of Sasha. I don't know why I didn't think that Sasha was going to leave the series, but I was just really surprised, and I had to think about that and wonder about the effect it would have on the rest of the show with Sasha being gone. And then I also noticed that they did not show Cody, meaning that I don't remember them seeing having a scene with Cody saying goodbye to Sasha. If you guys saw that, please let us know. But I don't think I did see that scene. All right. Secondly, we've got Marco. Marco has been kidnapped. Brandon, what were your thoughts when you saw Marco was kidnapped?
Yeah, they put him in a box and we've not seen him since then.
Yeah. So, as of released by Friday of last week, Marco had not been seen after, except for the 2 days when they showed him being kidnapped. All right. Um, all right. At the end of last week, Rocco discovers that Britt actually is the one who physically gave birth to him as a baby and not his mother. And so this kind of devastates Rocco, because he believes that he is a child that was not wanted. Um, in fact, Britt is the one who actually kind of stole his mother's embryo. And so, um, and so in his eyes, Rocco meant that he was not meant to be born, or at least not meant to be born to his parents at that time period. And so he's trying to deal with this, and as he's processing this information, he decides to reach out to Liesel, who was Britt's mom, and just to kind of get some further information. So during this week, we see this meeting that Rocco does have with Liesel. He's able to ask Liesel a lot of the questions that he has, and Liesel very happily answers any question that he has in regards to Britt. Um, I thought the conversation was very nice and actually kind of refreshing. Brandon, what were your thoughts about the conversation that Rocco and Liesel had?
Oh yeah, I definitely enjoyed them both. I liked Rocco being able to ask the questions, inquire a bit, and then for Lisa, I don't know. I thought she was a breath of fresh air, and I thought she fit right into the current canvas.
Yep, she sure did. She just came right back, like it was like she never left. Then, as I mentioned before, as since Sasha left town, Jason actually was the one who actually went with her to make sure that she made it safely. As Jason's in the airport waiting to leave to go back to Port Charles, he sees someone who looks like Britt. And that's how it kind of ends at the end of last week. So I guess this week we get to see what happens. Um, I guess this week we possibly get to see Britt again. I don't know. And the last thing I want to talk about is Jocelyn and Vaughn. Jocelyn and Vaughn are on a mini caper together. Anna has become very suspicious of Vaughn. And so she then sends Dante to watch them. While at the airport, as they're on their mini caper, Dante realizes that Vaughn and Jocelyn are working together. He reports this to Anna, and Anna is not surprised at all that it is Jocelyn that's with Vaughn. And so at the end of the episode, we're kind of left to wonder, what does Anna really think, and what is she going to do with the information that she's just obtained? Brandon, this for me is really General Hospital in the week. Did I leave anything out?
Actually, we left out one thing.
Oh, what did I leave out, Brandon?
Portia wants to come clean.
Oh, that's right. Portia is ready to turn herself in and come clean.
Yeah, she'd rather be in prison as opposed to sucking up to Drew, picking now to uphold her Hippocratic oath.
I know, of all things. So we'll see where that leads for the following week. Anything else, Brand?
I think that's it.
Alrighty. So let's talk about our performers of the week. For me, it was Rocco and Liesel. I really, really liked the conversation. Like I said, it was a breath of fresh air to have Liesel back. I liked the way she explained things to Rocco. I liked that she answered his questions, and I thought it was very well written. Brandon, what were your thoughts, or who do you think your performers of the week are?
Yes, it definitely was Rocco and Liesel. I thought that, again, Liesel, breath of fresh air. I really loved Rocco and his interactions and his inquiry into it all. But, as a runner up, I'm going to add Lucas.
Okay, I understand. And why do you want to include Lucas?
Yeah, I really thought that he just did a really good job of especially being frantic and going up to Sonny. It's like, go Sonny, you're not going to hurt my boyfriend. And he's like, you should stay out of it. It's like, Jason, everyone says that you can't lie and you tell the truth. Help me. It's like, no.
Yeah, yeah. I will say Lucas did do a good job too. As for amusing scenes of the week, it wasn't a scene, it was a one moment. And that for me was Willow's creepy smile. Um, Liesel speaks with Willow and with Nina, and it was the look on Willow's face when she realizes that Sasha has left town. And Liesel picked up on it. That I thought was incredibly funny. So that amused me. And then I also got a kick out of Anna figuring out what has happened with Vaughn and with Jocelyn. That for me was just kind of amusing. All right, Brandon, what are your thoughts for amusing scenes of the week?
Oh, yeah, it definitely was those. And I believe this week, I believe it was this week, where Anna and Felicia had a conversation where Gio and Emma were rushing out of the house and leaving Anna to just deal with her eaten up shoe. And she's like, Felicia, is this my life now?
Yeah, that was funny. I forgot about that scene. But yeah, that was funny too. All right, as for heartwarming scenes, that was really Sasha as she said goodbye to people. But then Sasha seeing her father, I thought that was incredibly touching, and so I really liked those scenes together. What were the heartwarming scenes for you this week, Brandon?
Oh, yeah, I mean, nothing can top that. But I would say, again, as a runner up, I would say with Lucas trying to find out what happened to Marco, I just liked his determination this week.
Yes, yes. As for fast forward moments, there was not necessarily a fast forward moment for me this week. What about you, Brand?
Fast forward moment. No, not really. I think we were pretty good this week.
Alrighty. And then we have goodbyes to say this week. And so we need to say goodbye to Sasha and Daisy, and then for Scorpio also. Those were the three, I believe, who left the canvas this week. Did I leave anyone out?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it was largely them, and even though she's already gone, we did have the official memorial that we missed for Natalia on Monday.
Yes, yes. And then when we welcome back, we are welcome back. We're going to welcome back Scorpio. So nice to see him. We'll welcome back Liesel and for Britt, we think. All right. Bretta, who are we? And did I leave anyone else back? Did I leave anyone else out for the welcome back?
No, I think that was it. We'll have to see if it's a Brit or a Brit lookalike.
Yes. And then where are they? Where is Molly? Where's Christina? Where's Rick? Where's Liz? They were missing this week, and among others. All right, Brandon, did I leave anyone out for where are they?
No, I mean, I think that is largely it. Quite a bit of our key players missing.
Yes, 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 yes. And then as a forward, I'm looking forward to the upcoming week, which is actually this week because of how late we're taping this. And I have not seen this week yet. Um, the wedding of the wedding of Willow and Drew is something that I'm kind of interested to see. I really didn't think they'd go through with this. I just thought they were just going to keep going to talk about the wedding side. I didn't realize that the wedding would be forthcoming. So I'm sure there's some drama that comes along with it. So that is what I'm looking forward to for this week. All right, Brandon, what about you?
Okay, so even though I've seen portions of this week, I this is something I had planned to say when we originally were going to tape this, and that is, I'm curious to see if who I guess will be the bigger bad guy, so to speak. If it's going to be Willow or Drew, because I think we've seen all the sort of dastardly deeds of Drew over the past several weeks and months, and actually I think over the past year with his manipulation. But something just tells me that perhaps Willow actually might be the one sort of going over the edge, and maybe Drew will stop her.
Yeah, well, that could be it too. So, but I look forward to watching this week, which apparently is going to be all day tomorrow. Well, I'll watch 5 episodes, and I really look forward to joining you soon again for another episode of Port Charles Chat. All right, thank you so much for joining us today.
And we'll look forward to seeing you next time.
All right, bye bye, everybody.